Hello everyone, I'm Jessica Kramer with MRC-TV. Today we're joined by Zach Smith, a legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation, to discuss those on President Trump's Supreme Court shortlist. Hello Zach, thanks for joining.
Thanks so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Oh, good to have you. So the president has said that he vows to choose a woman to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Can you tell us a little bit about the women on the shortlist?
Sure. Well, everyone on President Trump's shortlist is extremely qualified to be on the Supreme Court. Right now, it looks like the two frontrunners are Amy Coney Barrett, a judge on the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals, and Barbara Lagoa, a judge on the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. And either one of those individuals would be a fantastic addition to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you have a favorite? Are you rooting for anybody in particular?
Well, certainly Amy Coney Barrett has been on everyone's radar a lot longer than Barbara Lagoa. Barbara Lagoa was on the Florida Supreme Court briefly before President Trump nominated her to the 11th Circuit. So she's still relatively new kind of on the list and being at the forefront of everyone's mind. But Amy Coney Barrett is a fantastic judge. She was a fantastic legal scholar, and she would certainly make a fantastic addition to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I hear that she is arguably the front runner. Justice Amy Coney Barrett is already making the left's head spin, being a devout Catholic. Do you suspect the confirmation process will be as ugly as the Kavanaugh hearings, only this time geared towards religious bigotry?
Well, unfortunately, I think whoever the nominee is, the confirmation hearings and the whole confirmation process is going to be brutal. And really, you have to give a lot of credit to the individuals who go into this process knowing that it's going to be so brutal that they're likely going to be smeared and really have a tough ride going through it. But yes, if it is Amy Coney Barrett as the nominee, I do anticipate many senators, unfortunately, will make a big issue about her religious beliefs.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you, do you think it's going to be difficult, though, in a way, for them to attack her on her religion? Because they often kind of come to the aid of Vice President Biden and Speaker Pelosi, touting them as devout Catholics.
I am a devout, practicing Catholic.
Or do you think because she's pro-life, we're going to see kind of a double standard there?
Well, I think the fact that she is, she's a devout Catholic. She's certainly written some legal scholarship questioning the precedential value of Roe v. Wade, whether that was correctly decided. I think senators are going to focus on that. They're going to make a big deal out of it. And unfortunately, I think if she is the nominee, they will try to paint her as a religious fanatic, when in fact her judicial opinions and her scholarship show that she is in fact a thoughtful legal scholar and jurist.
Yeah, and obviously they don't want to see a conservative replacement, so they're going to try to put off the vote. And in fact, AOC is threatening to impeach President Trump and AG Bill Barr. How seriously should we be taking that?
Well, look, Nancy Pelosi, the House Democrats, they can certainly take a variety of actions. But even if they were to impeach the president or impeach Bill Barr, the Senate has a lot of procedural mechanisms itself that it can take to effectively push back against, the roadblocks that Nancy Pelosi, AOC, and others try to throw up. And if anything, Mitch McConnell has shown that he's committed to getting federal judges at all levels confirmed, but especially getting a qualified nominee appointed to the Supreme Court quickly.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you think there's any risk in moving forward with a nomination? Do you think any House or Senate seats are going to be at stake?
Well, look, that's a political consideration for the president, Mitch McConnell, to discuss. What I do know is that the president has the right and the duty to nominate someone to be on the Supreme Court, and the Senate has the right and the duty to give or withhold their advice and consent. And so far, what President Trump has said he's going to do, what Mitch McConnell has said he's going to do, are perfectly appropriate, perfectly in line with both of their constitutional duties.
Yeah, I agree. Last question. If President Trump takes up the issue of nominating a pro-life justice into the election, is that going to help with voter turnout and energize his base?
Well, I think what we've seen at this point, voters on both sides of the aisle, whether you're Republican or Democrat, care deeply about the future of the Supreme Court. But I do know in 2016, President Trump's list certainly galvanized voters, brought a lot of folks into his camp. And I anticipate many voters, again, would be very happy with the the judicial nominees that President Trump has appointed at all levels of the federal courts.
Yeah, I think it might give us the motivation to get out there. All right, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.